Hi folks, Andreas Metzen here from Momentum Advisory. Welcome back to my channel here and the video on artificial intelligence. I just stumbled across this artificial intelligence chat that one can use, and I wanted to share with you right away and show you what questions I asked it and how it responded, and show you also the OpenAI functionality where you can create pictures or graphics given it when you give it some instructions on what you would like to see. So let's get right into it. I'll show you the chat that you can use to discuss topics with or ask questions to a artificial intelligence chatbot, so to say. So the website's called openai.com. I will discuss in a different video what it is and where it comes from. So it's like it says, it's open, so it's the source code is available, as I understood. And it's free to use, but it's somewhat limited in terms of that you have to register and then kind of have to wait till you can get a position where you can actually use it. I just noticed today, because I wanted to look at, kind of research some more on AI, and I wanted to go back to this website and see what they have now. And I noticed that they have down here next to the DALL E2, which is the algorithm that you can use to create images, they have this ChatGPT. And when you open that, and you log in, if you have an account, and I already entered questions and got answers to, then you have this chat box here, chat.openai.com, and you can ask the artificial intelligence or the algorithm, whatever you want to call it, the question. So I asked the question, is consciousness fundamental to the universe? And it responded, consciousness is a complex and mysterious phenomenon that is still not well understood. While some people believe that consciousness is fundamental to the universe, there is no definite answer to this question. Some theories suggest that consciousness arises from the complex interactions of neurons in the brain, while others propose that it is a fundamental property of the universe, like space or time. Ultimately, the true nature of consciousness remains a mystery that continues to fascinate and elude us. Now that's already a darn well concise, brief response to that very complex question. And then I asked, can you explain more? And then it responded, consciousness is the state of being aware of one's thought, feelings, and surroundings. It is the subject experience of the world that each of us has, and it is what makes us unique as individuals. However, despite its fundamental importance to our experience of the world, consciousness is still not well understood. One of the main challenges in understanding consciousness is that it is subjective experience. While we can study the brain and try to understand how it gives rise to consciousness, we cannot directly observe consciousness itself. This makes it difficult to study and explain in a scientific way. There are many theories about the nature of consciousness and how it arises. Some theories suggest that consciousness arises from the complex interactions of neurons in the brain, while others propose that it is a fundamental property of the universe, like space-time. Ultimately, same response in the first paragraph, the true nature of consciousness remains a mystery that continues to fascinate and elude us. Now that's just mad as far as I'm concerned, in terms of the intelligence that it has in the algorithms and then its knowledge database, and that it can take this and formulate something such so comprehensive and yet concise and intelligently to explain it, like I asked the question. If you're not aware on artificial intelligence, where we are in terms of also robotics and this kind of stuff, I invite you to research it, so to say, on the web. There's lots of good YouTube videos on it. I'll produce some of it to maybe capture also my view on it. This is an algorithm, and I'll show you in a second. It also has its limitations, but it's amazing that whatever sources they put in it, so to say, I mean, information that they put in it, that it, within seconds, you can give it a question or commentary or whatever, and it'll respond to you in such a manner. And this is now, this is a scientific topic, of course. Wow, I'm blown away. So I poked at it, and you may have seen some of my consciousness videos on my channel. If not, go ahead and check it out. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on it. And I have already started posting pieces of a lecture on orchestrated object reduction. And so I know this is one of the theories about consciousness. And I'm asking it, can you explain Orch OR in this context? So that's what I'm doing right here. And then it replies very intelligently and concise again. Orch OR, orchestrated object reduction, is a theory of consciousness proposed by the physicist Roger Penrose and the anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff The theory suggests that consciousness arises from the quantum mechanical behavior of tiny structures called microtubuli within neurons in the brain. According to the Orch OR theory, the microtubules in the brain act as quantum computers processing information at a deep level. When a critical amount of quantum information is processed, this leads to a reduction or collapse of the quantum state, which produces consciousness. The Orch OR theory is an interesting and controversial idea, but it is still a theory and has not been proven. It is one of many theories that have been proposed to explain the nature of consciousness, and much more research is needed before we can say for sure how consciousness arises. So, wow, this paragraph itself is a very nice and concise description of, what Orch OR is in essence, so to say. Now I asked it, can you name other theories that try to explain the nature of consciousness? And lo and behold, it pops up a couple of them. I'm not going to read out the text. You can just pause the video and look at it and read it yourself. I'm again amazed. Of course, I could do Wikipedia, theories on consciousness, and it may give me a similar list, but I think it has taken and makes it very concise here as well again. Now, I typed in, what about Donald Hoffman's theory? I misspelled the name, and it's like, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about Donald Hoffman. Can you provide information? I went and looked it up, and I misspelled his name in the first time. Second time, I actually spelled his name correctly, but it wasn't able to pick up just by its name. I see some limitations because it has the context of consciousness, and the guy should be able to pull it up. And then I say, actually I misspelled here, the theory by Donald Hoffman on consciousness realism, because I looked him up on Wikipedia. I decided this is probably a good buzzword for that algorithm to look at, and it comes back and it actually then explains what the theory is by Donald Hoffman. And you may have seen videos, I put 2 shorts out where, I think the title is what if consciousness is fundamental to the universe and not space and time? And that's where this came from. It's based actually on Donald Hoffman's conscious realism, I guess that's what he calls it. And then I just asked a question to this AI bot algorithm, are you conscious? Do you have consciousness? And if so, how does it compare to a human's consciousness? And it nicely responds, as a large language model trained by OpenAI, I'm not conscious in the same way that humans are. And it goes into details again. So you can read the complete answer. Just pause the video and read the complete answer if you'd like to. So it just says, look, I'm not I'm not conscious. I'm just an algorithm. I'm limited in my ability, so to say. And that's a good way to describe it. It's a language model. So they programmed language, they put information in the background, knowledge in the background, and then it can formulate like a human would. That's the power here. And it's extremely powerful. I mean, just imagine you have, and there's robots like this already, small ones, not there's also bigger robots, but even just, well, you can just take, Amazon Echo, for example. So the small devices that are connected to the internet, it's in some ways already very much the same. You can talk to it even, and then it responds to you and it looks stuff up. I would argue those have quite some limitations in terms of what they can respond to. And then you have this where it's like almost you have all the knowledge of human race at the tip of your fingers here. It's just amazing. And then I was just trying to be funny with it, and not funny, but I was trying to tickle it, see how, what it would say, and ask it, what team do you think will win the World Cup? Soccer, that is, because it's currently going on. And it says, as a large language model trained by OpenAI, I'm not able to browse the internet or access current information about the World Cup. So, it has fixed data sets. So, it's like, sorry, can't help you. I don't have this information. So you see, it's also not yet connected to current affairs, so to say, but you can be sure, like there is other AI chat functionality, so to say, that I've also seen, and I will, like I said, produce some videos on this that have more information and can really talk almost about anything, I would assume. And then I just poked at it one more time, can you explain, because I want to pick something very complex scientifically and say, can you explain quantum field theory? And then it pops up a nice paragraph on it, and I won't read you this either. Pause the video and then you can have a look at it. And it explains it very nicely. So I invite you, go ahead, check it out, chat.openai.com. You need to create an account. You may have some wait time. I'm not sure what the current mechanisms are. I had applied for this, I don't know, a year or two ago. First with, and I can show you this too now, for DALL-E, I assume that's how it's pronounced. And when you go there, you can create pictures, paintings, whatever you want, and you can give it, for example, like in instructions like create me a Van Gogh style painting of consciousness. I kept the topic to consciousness, and then it created these 4 images. You know, it used Van Gogh, and that's a Dutch painter actually, and it put him aside because it's the faces actually look like him, but the style is anyway Van Gogh. I created, and that's here in my history, I created other, like you see, I'm big on consciousness here. I typed in just consciousness versus space-time a while ago, and it created these 4 images here. And I typed in earlier consciousness agent fundamental in the universe versus space-time, and it created these images. And here I created consciousness agent universe, and then it created these 4 images. And then I did some stuff on Mars here just to see what would be the view of this algorithm on how what a Mars colony would look like in the year 2053. You know, and then it came up with these pictures. So the creativity part that's included here is just mind-blowing. I would find it. You can create endless requests here, so you have some limitations on how often you can do it. I think you can purchase more if you wanted to. You can use the graphics created. If you monetize it, then you have to pay percentage. You have to read the fine print, so to say. So don't think you can just use it and not have to pay attention to this. So this is another feature also of OpenAI, and I will do more videos on this AI topic. So please subscribe to the channel, drop me a like if you like this spontaneous content here. Check out my playlist. I have by now a wide variety of topics on my channel already. I'm sure there's something that you find interesting. Subscribe, like the video. It helps me here with the algorithms, and that videos are suggested to other folks. See you in the next video. Enjoy your day.